All right, move over French fries and sweet potato fries. Today, onion rings are the stars of the show.
Okay, I don't mind that. And of course, to give us some tips on what makes these perfect or makes a perfect onion ring, your produce man, Michael Marks, joins us from his own kitchen.
People love it when you do this recipe, so we can't wait to share. I mean, you know, because you make them big.
Oh.
I make them big, that's right. So, Tina, Jordan, who is Lord of the onion rings?
Michael Marks?
That's right. I'm Lord of the onion rings. So it all starts out with the best onion. You have to pick the right onion if you're going to have a good onion ring. And I always say spring sweet onions are some of the best onions on the face of the planet for onion rings because they have a nice sweet flavor to them. The less pyruvate levels in them, so they're not going to make you cry when you're going to cut them. So we're going to do a Vidalia onion today. Now, do you say Vidalia or Vidalia?
Vidalia.
Vidalia.
Okay, yeah, we could do that. I think back in Georgia they say Vidalia, but
okay,
that's all right. We're here in California. We'll say Vidalia. Now, come on down, look and take a look at a Vidalia onion. Take a look at these. You'll first notice one interesting thing about them. They are flat at the North Pole and flat at the South Pole, just like that. That is called a Grand X variety of onion. You got that? Grand X. Grand X is flat at the top, flat at the bottom.
Well, that's me.
The other type of onion is a Grand O type of onion. You know what that is? It's a globe. That's like a Texas 1015Y onion. That's a great spring onion. In fact, I'll talk about those in just a minute. An Imperial Sweet. A Walla Walla onion is a Grand O. But where in the world did these Vidalia onions come from? It's really, really interesting. Georgia thinks that they own the onion, right? Mm-hmm. But in the late 1800s, early 1900s, Texas farmers actually, they were famous for these Grand X variety of onions, but they didn't want to grow them anymore. So they decided to grow a Grand O variety. So they stopped growing them. Well, the Georgia farmers said, well, we'll take those seeds from you. And they did. And there's something in the soil in Georgia, something in the water. Maybe it's just Ray Charles's voice that, just does something to the Vidalia onion there. Just fantastic. And it has some of the sweetest onions on the face of the planet. Now, there's two things in an onion that make up the flavor. One is acid level, and one is the sugar level. Now, Dr. Leonard Pike at Texas A&M, he developed the Texas 1015Y, which is, in my opinion, one of the best onion ring onions on the face of the planet. In fact, when I asked Dr. Pike, why did you develop the 1015Y? He told me, because I wanted to make the perfect onion ring. And here's why. Come take a look at this. In order to make the perfect onion ring, you first have to have an onion that has a single center. Okay. Not two centers, but one single center.
Oh, okay.
And then you have these big old rings on the outside that make the perfect onion ring. So in order to take care of this Vidalia or any onion, you're going to cut off the North Pole, South Pole, and then you're going to take the skin off. And then here's what you're going to do. You're going to want about a 1/4 inch. Come on over so you can see me cut this thing. About a 1/4 inch thick, just like so. And you want to do this in advance because you want them to dry out just a little bit so it's easier to separate these rings. Take a look at this. Now, oh man, these are going to turn into some great onion rings today. Look at that. Now, in the next hour, we're actually going to make these onion rings. Swoop over here to the left and you can see all the ingredients in my onion ring recipe, including some panko crumbs there. So there we go. Got to start with the right onion first.
Okay, very good.
Onion and let it dry out to separate.
Thanks, Michael.
You bet.